Hello and welcome to my computer-aided design architectural drafting course. So today we're going to be going over some of the basics of SketchUp. So for those of you who are absolutely new to the software, SketchUp, which I'm using the 2015 version, SketchUp is meant for, well, really an all-around kind of software. Like, you can use it for automotive or architectural, which we're going to be using it for that in this case. You can use it for your own personal use. You can use it for commercial. Anything. So think outside the box, really, when it comes to this. So today we're going to be showing you how to create some basic architectural elements. And showing you around the software. So here you have your regular program tools: File, Edit, View, Camera, Draw, etc. Help. Which we don't need because that's what this course is for. And then you have your basic drawing tools such as Select, Eraser, Lines, Arcs, Shapes, scaling tools, measuring tools, painting, annotations, view tools, etc. These we aren't really going to be using that much, if at all. So now let's get right into it, shall we? So today we're just going to make a simple stud wall and a platform, just to kind of get to feel some of the basic geometry of what we're going to be using. So we're going to take this rectangle, which should be under Shapes, and if it's not selected for whatever reason, click this little drop down and click Rectangle. Anyway, so we are going to be creating a piece of plywood to work with. So let's go with, let's see, 4 by 8. And now you can type in your entries. Why is this not? Oh, there we go. So down here you should see your dimensions. Anyway, we're going to type in 4 feet, apostrophe, comma, 8 feet. And as you can see, that gives us a nice piece of plywood. And we're going to use the push-pull tool to adjust the thickness to 0.75. I personally tend to use decimals. You can do it as a fraction. So you can type in, as you can see, it goes right to 3/4 of an inch. So let's create a 2 by 4. Now, some of you might be saying, hey, what the hell? A 2 by 4 is not exactly 2 inches by 4 inches. Well, I'm aware of this, but this is for the purpose of the lesson and getting to know the software. Actually, you know what? Let's make this a little more accurate. So let's do 1 space 1/2, comma, 3 1 space, or 1/2 rather. And as you can see, that creates a 2 by 4. And we're going to take our push-pull tool and mark that at 8 feet. Now, easy way to get around this, right here. We don't want that to be seamless, so boom. And we have just made a 2 by 4. So as you can see, I just zoomed out with this magnifying glass, and I'm going to take this hand tool, pan it up, zoom it out again, and I'm going to take the select tool, which is the mouse cursor, and I'm going to select all this, Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and I'm going to use the scroll wheel to zoom in. And the reason I'm letting this go here is so that I can grab this endpoint and place it right on the edge right there. So now we have a basis for our wall. Now the easy way to do this is to take this center point and mark that at 16 on center. And that should bring us to somewhere around here. And we're going to create a temporary mark with our line tool, which is right here. So now we're going to paste another 2x4. And what you can do now is grab it at the midpoint and align that with your on-center mark. And then we are going to get rid of these, press delete, make another on-center mark at 16, so 16, and let's see, where's our endpoint? Beautiful. And so we are going to make, and this time it automatically puts it at the midpoint, which is useful. And boom, we have a nice little stud wall. So now, what we're going to do is mark up at, let's round this up for the sake of the lesson, call it 7 feet. So 7 apostrophe. Now what we're going to do is create a 2x4 on our red axis here in this case. Now this happens, and if it does happen, just delete it. And we're going to create a rectangle This is weird. This normally does not happen. I have no idea what is going on here. Anyway, we'll do this the old-fashioned way then. So we're going to create a line on our green axis. And axis colors, axis, however you want to pronounce it, are an essential part of what we're going to be doing here in this class. So, create a line, and it'll automatically let you create another line. And so what we're going to do now is shift-click, okay, not yet. So that's a very important part right there, is creating lines to prevent accidental deletion of objects that you want. So now, what we're going to do is, you don't have to select the faces, select your line, and simply delete. And so what we want to do is extend this to 1.5 inches. And what you can do is line up with a pre-existing face. And this is not standard architecture right there. So what we can do is modify the frame to make it more traditional by creating lines and deleting the old ones. Simply done. And if anyone needs any kind of help or anything, let me know down in the comments. So, as you can see, we now have this right here, our beautiful little stud wall. So now what we can do is put down our plywood and what we're going to do is extend this out. Actually, no, let's save that for another lesson because that will take quite a bit of formatting. Anywho, we now have our stud wall. Yeah, so, and to get familiar with the paint tool, we're going to take our bucket, which will bring up this dialog, and sort all your stuff into categories. And we want wood. In this case, we're going to work with OSB as far as plywood is concerned. Now, this is just for the purpose of a display angle. And I'm aware this says plywood, but it makes a perfect pine-esque 2x4 material. And it appears we forgot something. So what we're going to do is delete all this, not that. And okay, it wants us to repaint. Simple. So now what we're going to do is take our 2x4 material and repaint on this side. And it's easier to zoom in as you go, as you can tell. So, there you have it. Do some finishing touches here to make it hyper-realistic. Apologies for that, my speaker disconnected, or my microphone rather disconnected. So, there you have it. A nice little 2x4 frame stud wall. So now we can go to File, and I'm not going to do it, but you can save it as whatever. So you can save as, we're just going to replace this untitled file. And there you have it. Basic framing in SketchUp. Can't wait to see you in my next course.